Hi everyone, it's Michael here with another episode of First Play, the series where we take a look at games for the first time and discuss design. Shovel Knight was just released last Thursday and is already digging itself into as a game to play. Thought I should jump on it and check out this retro-styled throwback platformer. There's an interesting article on Gamma Sutra lately actually about how the developers thought a lot about what an evolution of a NES could bring to gaming back in this day. Things have progressed a little bit longer, and how modern game techniques would apply to making games back then, and what that would look like. And Shovel Knight is the result. So I've linked below to the article if you're interested in that. But for now, let's dig in. I've actually got a controller out today since this is supposed to be for an NES, so figured using a controller would be a good thing for this. So let's start a new adventure. Select my name. Pretty common thing back in the day for most of these things. Alright. Pretty standard. Okay, there's my profile. And looks like I start with 4 hearts. And no gold, no time, I guess magic. We'll find out more as we go. Choose profile, yes. Don't know if I needed the confirmation, but it's alright. Long ago, the lands were untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. Of all heroes, none shone brighter than Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. But their travels together ended at the Tower of Fate, when a cursed amulet wrought a terrible magic. When Shovel Knight awoke, the tower was sealed and Shield Knight was gone. Bum bum bum. His spirit broken, a grieving Shovel Knight went into a life of solitude. See, I think he would have become Shovel Knight at this point after digging his friend's grave, but without champions, the land was seized by a vile power, the Enchantress, and her Order of No Quarter. Now the tower is unsealed, and devastation looms. A new adventure is about to begin. Dig in. That's pretty epic opening. Alright, so A is jump, and X, or B in the classic case, is dig, which doesn't do much right now. Oh, dig a pile. I don't think you'd see that many extra gems and sorts of things back in an old arcade game. The whole excess of rewards is, I think, much more modern trend. But that's kind of what they were, I think, going through is, what would an old game look like with modern trends? Though, like, the enemy reappearing back here is a more old technique. Games didn't really keep track of what you had done in a level. They actually just had the level data back on where enemies were supposed to appear, so as you ended up on a specific screen, you would just see those enemies appear because that's where they were in the level data. But see, he's back again, because it doesn't, there wasn't the capacity in the systems, the memory to store all the little nitty-gritty details of what you had been accomplishing, and so on. Like all that stuff you see today, like instant replays or playback of your videos. None of that existed. Alright, so let's see if I can dig down. Ah, there we go. So, I'm trying to think how I did that. So I held down. So I guess I just have to hold. I don't know, I'll see again at the next one. Learning the techniques, always the, oh, it's a bubble. Oh, but the bubble hurts me. So I guess if I time it right. There we go. So this is kind of really cool how they've done this this setup where like it's impossible for me to get up on that ridge, so I really have to learn this technique to get up here, because otherwise it's impossible. I can't jump up there. But it looks like as long as I perform any sort of version of the technique, and the bubble's staying there to kind of hint, then it teaches me to get up here. Just like I had to learn how to dig down to get through that blockade before. I'm not sure what this thing is. Oh, looks like a checkpoint, I guess. There weren't a lot of games with checkpoints back in the day. The levels were shorter. Again, sort of a memory concern. Oh, I just noticed there's a boss health over on the right, but I think that's just going to be there the whole time. Assuming spikes are bad. I have to learn how to chain that attack. And here's... Oh, yeah, as I've learned, bubbles are bad. Oh, that's not going to work. So, it's interesting to note here... I just have to keep hitting his head. Watch my life. Alright. That was pretty easy in the end. I wasn't even paying attention to the boss health bar. But you'll note there's a black background, and back in the NES there's a reason for that. I was reading about it in the article too, that it's not something you thought of back in the day, but it's just a limitation and allowed them to make the bosses so large, so that's why so many games like Mega Man and stuff had the black background, and like Super Mario Bros. 3 for the final boss fights. It was just a limitation on the technology and how the programmers of the day decided to use an exploit and get around it. Pretty cool clearing path. I'm getting so many gems, which I guess is just my gold, and I'll use sometime else. That's new. Enemies coming out. So yeah, but getting a lot of gold. Beetles are annoying. Oh! Brings me back to Prince of Persia days. Looks like this is a secret over here. Yeah. I love how you're just shoveling piles of dirt to get gold. Who left the gold there? Alright, not sure what the scrolls do. Not too much info on the pause screen. I saw this on the main menu too, feats. Oh, looks like achievements, I guess. Yeah. Oh, there's a new game plus. Spoiler! No kind of hidden secrets, or progressively unlocking the secrets as you go. But does it mention... doesn't mention saving anywhere. So... wonder how that works. Find out later. So this is a little trick they use too in a lot of old games. When you unlocked a secret, they'd usually remember that, and then they'd remember that since I would have gotten through the enemy to get through the secret, that they should not display the enemy there. So they usually do those kind of logic tricks over anything else to save those little bits of memory and make the game work. Because now in games, modern games, you just everything is remembered. If you killed that enemy, it's gone, and you know, unless you die or something. So I guess I have to go like that to get that gem. How much those are? There's 25. Turkey. Shovel it to eat it, because why not? Oh, I don't know if that was... I don't think I can get up there now. Oh, yeah. Ah! I noticed the knots in the wall before, but I didn't necessarily think much of it, but they are secrets. But I don't think it's... I probably missed a couple now at this point, but that's alright. I also realized I was so excited to jump into this game. Forgot to set my my timer, so this episode will just end when I feel like it, I guess. I actually wrote a custom timer because the Shadow Play software doesn't actually tell you how long you've been recording for. Put in a feature request for that, but oops. But yeah, so anyway, wrote a custom timer. Help me know how long I'm recording for. Ugh. Yeah, lots of very well-timed jumps needed in old-school platformers. There we go. And another secret. Is this just a shortcut? Oh, this is a challenge. Oh! I didn't want to break those. Oh boy. And so I guess I lost gold? I guess that's what that meant? Oh, I can grab the ladder in the middle there. That's pretty cool. Get rid of this guy. Oh, I guess he would have made that jump easier. No for next time now. Okay, I need to stop rushing it. Oh! Yeah, can't rush it. Patience is a virtue, right? Oh. I really need a run. That was kind of the thing in a lot of games. You had, like Mario, you had jump and you had run, and then in other games you had jump and attack. You very seldom had run, jump, and attack all together. Oh, I see. My money is floating there for me to get it. So there we go. Nice. Of course, now I have to get back. One nice thing, at least now, is that I'm just kind of... I was just kind of holding left, and it was pretty much the right distance. Of course, I second-guessed myself there, so that wasn't helpful, but I will try and... There was a lot of money there, so I will try and go back for that stuff. At least it's right here now. Okay, wait for the bubble. Yeah, wow. So the other bubbles were better spaced than these ones, so this one needs a little bit more trickery. I guess I have unlimited lives. That's kind of a more modern concept too. You know, a lot of these games kind of stemmed from the arcade era, because back in the 80s the arcade kind of ruled, and that was all about quarters and let's see if I can just grab these things back. Okay, perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And so they were all built around this concept of lives, because, you know, every quarter would get you a life or a couple of lives, and then, you know, once you were... I can't scroll over to the left. It's a little misleading because there's no wall there. But, oh, enemy there too. Need to remember that now. Bouncing head. Oh, wow. That was a more well-hidden secret. Alright, I'm just going to be shoveling all the walls everywhere now, though. That's the problem. So, yeah, everything was built around the lives and quarters, and, you know, that's how they got you to spend money. You'd run out of lives, and you'd have to put another quarter in the arcade machine. And that really just stemmed into the whole console system, because that's how games were designed. So they gave lives on the console, and then after so many lives, you died, or you'd have to continue, and you'd lose a whole bunch of progress from that stage, or section, or world, or whatever it happened to be. So, oh, that was not cool. That was a big thing in the Mega Man series, is memorizing all these enemy patterns, and where they were going to pop out of, and how you had to jump to avoid them. And the funny thing is, a lot of those are timed directly with how you're moving on the screen. So, like, as soon as I get and, like, do that jump, the enemy's gonna fly out, because that's where he's programmed to fly out from. And so if you're trying to rush through the level, like, it's always gonna be the exact same pattern of where those guys are coming out. Alright, this is the same boss again. So I guess I can finish him off the last time. Ugh. Of course, now there's a pit for me to fall into. Just have to hold down here and finish him off. Oh! There we go. Okay. So anyhow, like I was saying, so that stemmed back, the arcade mantra stemmed into the arcade, into the console world, and that, oh my gosh, that's a tricky jump. I hate those, like, little narrow platform jumps. Am I gonna have to fight the boss again? There should be another checkpoint after the boss. Unless he's gone. If he's gone, then I won't care about it, but if I have to fight him again, that's kind of annoying. You should always have, like, checkpoints after bosses. It's just so frustrating if you... I mean, he's an easy boss, it's not a big deal, but, or if, you know, it's later in the game, the easy bosses can become kind of, you know, a challenge, because, you know, you're expected to be better at that point, and they're not a real boss anymore, but yeah, there should always be a checkpoint after a boss like this, because it's just frustrating to have to go through that over and over again, especially just because of this stupid little jump. And I will finish my thoughts about the console. I can hit it with my shovel, that's good to know. Oh. Still learning the jump mechanics here, so that's gonna be the main difficulty. So yeah, it took a long time for consoles to really shed that idea of needing a specific amount of lives. You know, it wasn't really until, oops, you know, it's a even, you know, this generation for sure, but just, you know, starting in the last generation, you know, Xboxes and PlayStation 2s and the Wii, all that sort of stuff. That was really when you started to see it go away more consistently. And, I mean, there are times for it, I think, when it makes... Oh, interesting. It's like the Mario spin attack. Once you start doing it, you can't stop it, so I can't get back up there. Oh well. And I see there's a secret underneath me, so I'll check that out. Big gems are nice. Lots of fun little ladder jumping mechanics in here, so... oh, that's another question, is if there's a secret over here. There is, with tricky platform jumps. But it's a big chest, so that's probably worth it, right? That's pretty cool. Of course, getting back is going to be a pain. Whew. Oh, man. I hate that too, when you make the jump and then you keep going too far. There's not a lot of slip and slide. Oh my gosh, I'm all the way back here? Really? Oh, this is so frustrating now. Alright. This is one of the things about retro games which can be very frustrating, and most of those I would be starting back at the very beginning of the level. Like, at least here they have a few checkpoints, but they really needed another checkpoint. You know, like after this guy. Ugh, I hate these bubbles. I've fought this boss so many times. There we go, I guess that healed me. This guy's annoying too. Alright. I don't know, nothing to use for my items yet. There we go. Let's see, so how am I supposed to dig? Can I just dig? I can't dig down once. Huh. I guess I have to make like a staircase. Oh, if I land back, then that stops me, so that's the trick. Okay. Good explanation. So yeah, I think there can be times when lives make sense, especially if you want, I mean, if that's part of the challenge, is you have so many attempts to do something. But in a lot of games, like, especially now, especially once, like, the whole continue thing caught on, it's like, oh, you can just, you know, people get frustrated when you have to start, like, the whole game over, so let's, you know, let them continue from where they left off, for the most part. And, you know, unless you are going for the score, if you're interested in the story, I don't think I can get most of these things. I think that's it. I can't get the lower one. That's kind of an annoying bug. Oh well. You know, it didn't matter if you continued and lost your score or whatever. You just went on. So here's the checkpoint. Oh. All right. Should have come over here first. So yeah, I think that's why we've seen it fade away. It's just change in expectations for people to be, you know, hardcore. I need to finish it and get the perfect score. Alright, the Black Knight. I knew you'd show your face sooner or later. Turn back, Shovel Knight. There's nothing here for you anymore. Stand aside, Black Knight. I have no quarrel with you. I must return to the Tower of Fate. Your time has dulled your senses. Can't you see? This entire valley has been conquered by the Enchantress, and her invincible knights of the Order of No Quarter stand between you and the tower. But none of that matters, because after the Enchantress has to go through... Because anyone after the Enchantress has to go through me. Steal thy shovel. Oh boy. Okay, so... yeah, so his boss health is lit. I'm just gonna stand there and laugh. Wonder if I can... Oh, he's got magic. Oh my gosh. Oh, I guess that's something I could do too. Haha! Take your own medicine. Ah, that was pretty crafty. Yeah, you stuck up. Of course, I'm almost dead. Oh my gosh, run away. Oh. Oh, I almost hit him. Hit him again. Okay, so at least the checkpoint's right before this boss. That's nice. Okay. He's a little tricky. Do I have to go through the story again? Oh, thank goodness. A lot of games don't actually, like, remember that you've listened to the story, and they repeat the story! And it's very frustrating. Of course, Zelda is kind of famous for the giving you the whole bunch of texts and then asking, do you want to hear that again? With the default option of being yes, and so you're spamming the button to get through the story because you've done it twice already. Confused him there. And you end up listening to it again and again and again. So, take point. Only tell the story once. If you have an option to listen to it again, make sure the default answer is no. Because people will be spamming the button. And of course he runs away, like all bosses in most of these games. This is pretty epic. This is pretty awesome. Really classic feel to it, but pretty well put together here. Wow, that boss bar just jumped up big. That's kind of ominous. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing more of this and seeing what's going on here. It's not supposed to be that long of a game. I think they said between 5 and 8 hours, something like that. So, catch her. So is the Shield Knight a woman? I'm confused now. But we will find out more in hopefully a future installment. I'm going to be doing another new game next week. Round off a set of 10 games here, and then I'll probably go back and play a few that I've done in the past month here, and see what's going on in a little bit more detail with those. So, hope you enjoy First Play. I'm just sitting by the fire here. I'm guessing I have to hit a button. Yeah, and I'll figure out what to go from here. I'm hoping that it saves my game. We'll see if I go back to the title here. You will lose all progress and spoils from this stage. Well, I don't know what stage I'm in. That's always an annoying thing. Like, you need to be really clear about when your progress is saved and what point is that from. Okay, so here's the exit of the stage. This is a little bit more clear that saving. So, okay, if I had exited there, I probably would have had to do the whole first level again, and that would have been really annoying. So, now that we're back to, like, this main world map, kind of looking at the Super Mario Bros. 3 theme again, probably pretty safe bet that my progress is saved. So I'm going to end it here, and thanks again for watching First Play. Be sure to subscribe and leave comments below, and check out my Patreon campaign to find out more about what I do and what my plans are. So thanks again for watching.